Welcome to Flash Tutorial Ramp Game Part 4. It's a follow-up to Ramp Game Part 3. I have the Flash Tutorial Ramp Game Part 3 opened on my computer now. This particular next level is slightly different, but we're going to start off the same way. Click these two lines, insert keyframes. Get the fuzzy square, drag it over, get the fuzzy square, drag it back. Take on this borders, click on it, drag it over one. Targets, insert keyframe, drag it over, fuzzy square, drag it back. Down here on the buttons, select frame 1 of the buttons layer, right click, copy frame, go to frame 5, paste frame. Select frame 2, right click, copy frame, select frame 6, right click, paste frame. Click on the borders, get the fuzzy square, drag it all the way over. On the buttons labels, frame 1, right click, copy frame. On frame 5, right click, paste frame. Frame 2, right click, copy frame. And on frame 6, paste frame. Select this frame 6. On this frame names, right click, insert blank keyframe, open the properties panel, and call it level 3. So we have 3 levels to our game. Frame number. The frame number is right around here somewhere. So if I was sitting here, there would be a frame number. Insert a keyframe. That brings that number 5 up. Unlock that layer. Make sure you select that frame 6 and change this 5 to a 6. This is just for us to keep track. Lock all the layers. Unlock the balls layer. All the other layers are locked. Select this frame 5. Make sure the ball is highlighted. If not, highlight it. Open the properties panel. And I want it to be at 240 on the x-axis and 30 for the y-axis. So there, now it's in the middle of our stage. You can lock that layer. Unlock the lines layer. That's the only layer that's unlocked now. Select that frame 5. Now, to save some time in this tutorial, I've put the 5 different line movie clips already on the stage, on this frame 5 right here. I moved them around. So what I'm going to do is, one at a time, I'm going to click on it and open the properties panel and tell you which one it was. That's my line 0 underscore MC, and its coordinates are 413.15 on the X, 63.4 on the Y for line 0. This one is line 2. Its coordinates are 313.45 on the X, 156.65 on the Y. That's for number 2. This is number 3, line 3. Its X is 142.58. Its Y is 212.35. This one is line 1. X is 213.55. The Y is 283.05. And finally, this one has to be line 4. Its coordinates are 459.15. And its Y is 295.30. So now we know where they are. All the layers are locked. Unlock the buttons label layer. And where this was level, I get my 100% here. This one here was level 1. Skip 1. Then I have level 2. Then I skip one, and this one should be level 3. So modify that to level 3. That's good. That's done. Go back to the actions layer, frame 1. Open it. Select all, right click, select all. Copy it. Go back to the timeline. Frame 5, insert a blank keyframe on that actions layer. Paste that information. And we know we want our X here to be 240. And we know our Y was 30. That's for our ball. And we want to go and stop level 3. So make that a 3, level 3. Select the second, well actually let's go up to the frame 4. Right there, frame 4. Open that actions panel, right click, select all, right click, copy. Back to the main timeline. This last frame here, frame 6 of the action layer, insert a blank keyframe, open the actions panel, and paste all that in. What needs to be changed is this, when we at the bottom here, when we hit the borders, that we want to go to start 3 on the border on the bottom, start 3 on the border right, start 3 on the border left, and target 1, let's make that a 4. Start 4. And let's copy that start 4. Back to the main timeline. Select this frame here, which is frame 7. Insert a blank keyframe. Open the properties panel and paste in that name, start 4. Unlock the frame numbers layer. Insert a keyframe. Come down here and find that number. There it is, 6. Change that to a 7. Going back to the main scene. Putting this so I can see it. Probably 50% would be good. And back on frame number 5. Make sure all the layers are locked now. Unlock the target layer and select that target, which is targ1 underscore MC, and I want to change its coordinates. I want the X to be 300.95, and I want the Y coordinate to be 338.5. Select that again. Copy that instance name, right click, copy. Open the library panel and grab this target movie clip, drag it out onto this area somewhere, and up here paste in the instance name and make it targ2, change the 1 to a 2, and I want its coordinates to be the X, I want to be 203.8, 203.8, and I want the Y coordinate to be 150.3. So now this one has 2 targets. So let's make the stage slightly bigger, 50%. Now if you remember in our action script for this frame 6, we have the action script which covers target 1. Target 1 will send us to the next level if you had one. And we still have all the other things the way they're supposed to be. So with a little luck, this should work. Test movie. And we'll go through this. I'll probably skip ahead on the video, save us from waiting for all this. No, I won't. This should take us to frame 5. Here's our new ball. Ball drops and should hit this and go to frame 7. Now, since we know the first two levels work, select frame 1 of the actions layer, and at the very top, before the stop, I want to comment this out. So I want a / and an asterisk. And down here I want the asterisk and the /. Then enter, and I want to say go to, GOTO, capital A and D, stop, STOP, and I want to go to frame 5. So what this will do is we won't have to wait in between, and this will put us directly on frame 5. And frame 5 is this one here. And I want to see if I can move my things around and make it the ball hit one of the borders to make sure my borders are working. And I just put that action code so it jumps right to frame 5. So we're going to test it. And we jump to frame 5. And I don't want, so I can't move it yet. I have to hit level 3. Now I should be able to move it. And now when I drop my ball, it should not, well, let's move this so it definitely doesn't hit it. There. Now it should go off, and we should jump back to frame 5. Good. We're in business. Let's put that back to where it was and see if we're fortunate enough to hit that again. A little more. I think I got it this time. And it should go to frame 7. Good. Let's open this layer 6 action frame, and I want to make 2 new variables. So in between here, right after this variable for the bottom, I'm going to put 2 lines in and type 2 variables. One's tar1 CNT, capital T, capital C, as in target count, colon number, capital N, at equals 0 with a semicolon, and I just copied that, paste it again, and make it a tar2 CNT. We're going to use this to keep control and count when the targets have been hit. Let's go down to the code for that target 1, way down almost to the bottom. There it is. There's the code for target 1. And we can take all this right out. Actually, let's remove those 2. Delete those. I'm just going to comment this out for now, this line about the go to and stop. And I'm going to put some new code inside of this if statement. So now, if the target is hit by the ball, the first thing we want to do is we want that target to be removed from the stage. So targ1_MC, that's that movie clip target. Period _x, that's the x-axis, equals 750. We know it's 700 wide, so that will put it far right and completely out of view. And at the same time, we want to make that tar1 count variable equal to 1. So tar1cnt equals 1 semicolon. Copy that. Insert a line. So I'm now still between these 2 last curly brackets here. Paste it in, and this will be tar2. tar2 here, tar2 here, and make this a 2 for tar2. So what's going to happen now, as we hit those targets, they're going to put a 1 in their individual counts, and they're going to make themselves go far to the right so we can't see them. Now we want to see when both of them are hit. So come between these 2 bottom curly brackets, type. It's another if statement. If, open bracket, tar1 count plus tar2 count. You can just copy this and paste it if you want. If those are equal equals to, you need two equal signs for equality, close bracket, there's the open curly bracket for this if statement, and copy this line right here. Right click, copy, paste that in, and add a close bracket. So again, there should be two closed brackets at the end, and I'm going to format it right here. So now let's give this a try. Test movie, test. No errors, always good to see. And we'll make it not work the first time. So I'm going to put this over here so it can't hit this ball like that. It's going to drop right off the stage somewhere. Which is right. Now I'm going to test it, make sure it hits both of those targets. That one disappeared. That one disappears, and we go to the next level. Let's go back to the main timeline, back to that frame 1, and remove that. Some things here. We want to, let's just comment this out, because you might want to go further with it and want to use this. And get rid of this back / and that asterisk, and get rid of that / and asterisk. And if we tested it out now, which we will, I want to show you that there are two problems that we got to now settle. One is, before I drop the ball, I can still move this and move that ball, which wouldn't be very good, because you could guide it right on to here before you even started the game. And the second one is similar. I can move these while now you may want to make a game like this, make these very small and make this the game, instead of having it the way I have it. That's up to you. But I want to fix those two problems. And I'll start with the second one first, where these can be moved while the ball is dropping. So let's start with this frame 2 of the actions layer. Open up that panel and come way down here. And remember, we have this variable that we call drop that is made true when we hit the drop button. So down here, start with line 0, and inside of here we're going to put an if statement. Type, and it says if, open bracket, exclamation mark, that's the uppercase of the 1, drop, capital D-R-O-P, that's that variable we made that when we press the drop button, it won't allow the ball to be moved again. There's a close bracket. There's the open curly bracket for my function. That line stays there. And we need a close curly bracket here. So what happens now is, when the drop button is not pushed, this if statement is true, and we're allowed to drag the line around. Once the drop button is pushed, this if statement is false, and we cannot move the lines anymore. So now we got to put this if in all those other lines. So I'll finish off line 0 with you, and you can do line 1, 2, 3, and 4. So just copy this, right click, copy, come down here and paste it in, and add a close curly bracket. Come down here, paste it in, and add a close curly bracket. And naturally you're going to do the rest of your lines. I'm just going to format that. Make sure I have no errors. Now I believe I have them all done, but before I try it, I'm going to go up here and auto format it, just in case I left any curly brackets off. This would remind me. And we should have one of those problems solved. So control, test movie. Now it's dropping. I can touch these, but I cannot move them. And that's good. So that we solved that problem for that particular level. Now I think the easiest way to do the rest of the other three, because that's only this one, we got frame 4 to do in frame 6. So I think the easiest way to do it is select that frame 2 of your actions panel and go up to where we start this here moves line with mouse and copy all that right down and copy all 5 lines. So that's from 0 to 4. There it is from 0 to 4, which is 5 lines. Right click, copy that. Go back to the timeline, select this frame 4 of the actions panel, open it up. Now you could do it the same way one at a time, but where they're exactly the same, this is the faster way of the two. So it's going to go from here and include all of line 4 and right click, paste. So I just paste right over that and I can see that that's there. And let's go to this one here, line frame 6. Same thing. And then we'll try it out. Start here, go right down, make sure you go from 0 to and including all of 4. There we go, right click, paste, and I can see it's there. Now let's test it out. Drop the ball, I can't move it, which is great, so that one works. Drop the ball, this one works. And drop the ball, this one works. I think that's enough for this tutorial. There's one more follow-up. It'll be Ramp Game Part 5. So save this FLA if you plan on doing that last part. I hope you learned something from these tutorials, and I hope you use what you learn.